Hey everyone, hope you had a good day today. Checking in on the markets. We had the S&P 500 break the low of yesterday, but no follow through because the Nasdaq did not. So there was plenty of weakness out there today and fairly slow day overall. A lot of sideways tightening ranges, and the last 20 minutes of trading significantly shaped up these daily candles. And I'll show you what I mean, but first, just to drive this point home, when you're watching SPY and QQQ trading together, if one breaks a key level and the other does not, you know it's not going to have follow through. So SPY breaking the low of the day and the low of yesterday right into the end of the day had no follow through and led to a solid bounce that would have trapped bears that were not watching QQQ because QQQ defended that low. And if you look at the NASDAQ futures chart, look at this hourly support level, the bulls are clearly playing defense. Can they go on offense? That remains to be seen. They did not do so today, but they did play defense. The low of yesterday held right at the open and then held at the end of the day. So if you look at the end of the day, this is what I mean by shaping the daily candle. 20 minutes before the close, we're closing near the low, which is a much different look than the daily candle that we ended up with. So some buying into the close, shaping up those daily candles. Bigger picture, where do we stand? Still in an hourly downtrend. So SPY, anything under 399.66 was an hourly lower high today. And still struggling at hourly EMA 12. Whether you're looking at that or the S&P 500 futures chart, it's still a weak bounce attempt. Again, defense, not offense. So the question into tomorrow is, can the bulls go on offense? And to do so, they certainly got to break the highs of today to have the daily bounce underway. If we break the highs of today tomorrow, we've got a daily higher low set. The probabilities of the daily trend changing to the bulls has decreased significantly due to the size of the drop, but it will still be a tightening daily range, and then we'll be watching for a daily lower high, anything under 411.73. So burden on bulls to break highs of today tomorrow to shift that defense into some offense. And then we watch for a daily lower high. QQQ, stronger today than SPY. XLF was our weakest major sector, and so that was dragging down SPY. But again, the NASDAQ bulls played defense. Tomorrow, they've got to break resistance to go on offense. And then we scout a daily lower high, anything under 311.08. NVDA, so the weaker names today broke support, but didn't see much follow through because, again, the broader market didn't roll over into a whole lot of weakness. So the weaker names that we're watching, the semiconductors, most notably NVDA. Meta is seeing a whole bunch of weakness. Meta had a quadruple bottom here. And if you look at the daily time frame, we touched the support between 154 and 155 a lot. And we fell through that yesterday and followed through under that today. And any name that's hitting year lows clearly stands out as weaker because most names are not. And so Meta hitting those year lows stands out. It is a lead bear. And if we go to Meta divided by QQQ, it shows us that we are the weakest that we've been comparative to QQQ in many, many, many months. Google is the same. Google and Meta often trade hand in hand. The difference is Google does still have support. 101.88, the fear low is still holding, but just barely. We're close to the bear break. And again, you compare that to Apple. Apple is nowhere near the fear low. Amazon is nowhere near the fear low. Amazon needs a 25% drop for the fear low to be in play, and Google was pretty much testing it today, and Meta already broke it. So it's very easy to see those differences. And just with how these names relate to each other, we most often see Google and Meta trading similarly as a pair, and Amazon and Apple trading similarly as a pair. In my mind, I view them as two different little groupings within QQQ. So semiconductors, still weak, hourly downtrend is our guide for NVDA. Hourly EMA 12 resistance. Bulls have to break the high of today, tomorrow to try and shift momentum, and then we zoom out. And it would be a bear flag with zero follow through, but as long as we keep setting daily lower highs, bears remain confident. Tesla is a relative bull. We've been seeing that on the way up. We saw that yesterday, and we saw it today in a big way. It's a daily bull flag. If you look at this daily chart, you don't know anything about any broader market weakness. Our new most important daily level, short term, is 290.40. I do consider this a double top at 305.49 and 306. But after 306, we're looking right up at the recent high, 314.67. So this is still easily a relatively bull name. And again, if it doesn't stand out to you on the chart, use these charts. Tesla divided by QQQ will show you it's the strongest it's been relative to QQQ in over a month, multiple months, and trying to test the strongest it has ever been. That's extremely notable. So we've got relative weakness in semiconductors and in some tech names. We've got relative strength still in EV, solar, and uranium. That is how I am distinguishing stronger and weaker sectors and names with where we stand. So Tesla, hourly higher low, trying to form into the end of the day, and it did. Hourly higher low, 298.72 off EMA 12. And bulls just want to maintain that hourly uptrend, because if we lose that hourly support tomorrow, this double top will be a more convincing rejection. And the other EV names out there, Plug was another one that's seeing relative strength, still holding on just fine sideways. Solar, testing resistance. Look at this quadruple top up here on TAN, the ETF. Pretty much this resistance range, we've topped out 5 days in a row, and we're right there, and we're on the verge of confirming a weekly bull flag. If we break 88.81, it's a confirmed daily uptrend, and the weekly resistance of 91.12 will be right there afterwards. And there are a bunch of individual names that are stronger than TAN. EMPH, trying to test the recent high. FSLR, still holding on strong. And SPWR, daily higher low, potential bull flag. So again, there are pockets of strength in this market, even after the massive weakness yesterday. All these charts that I just pulled up, you would have no idea of broader market weakness just by looking at their charts. And they're little small niche sectors. They're not, these sectors don't matter at all bigger picture as far as their weight in the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ. But if I'm looking bullish, I'm looking at relative strength. And if I'm looking bearish, I'm looking at relative weakness. So keeping an eye on solar and EV and uranium. Might as well just do uranium while we're on the subject. So CCJ, daily higher low is set, 29.05. We saw the notable dip buying yesterday. Do have to be cautious. Is this a head and shoulders? We can just keep it simple. If we lose the hourly uptrend, bulls need to be concerned with the daily head and shoulders. So tomorrow, if we break 30.07, then that becomes something to keep an eye on. But for now, it's just a daily uptrend, trying to head back to the highest level that we've seen in a decade, 32.49. Keep an eye on the uranium sector. We've been talking about it for a while now, and we're going to keep talking about it, because if we get the right news catalyst, it's the same thing for me as cannabis. If there's the right news catalyst, if there's the right governmental shift, it's a significant opportunity. And for uranium, it's there as well. If there's the right kind of catalyst, the uptrends are solid this year, and they are thinly traded enough that if the herd gets interested, they move fast and hard. XLV, trying for the daily higher low, a little bit weaker today. Need the hourly trend change back to bulls. Still just a clear hourly downtrend. Hourly lower high midday yesterday on the bear flag. Lower high today. And anything under 128.20 is just another hourly lower high. If we change the hourly trend to the bulls, the daily higher low is set, and we look for the tightening range. XLF, same deal. Lower wick, but we need the hourly trend change to try and shape up the daily higher low. So for the rest of the week, 2 more trading days, can bulls shape up daily higher lows and prevent from rolling over into more notable bear control? And if they do, it's going to be up to next week to see how these tightening ranges break. But bulls do need to show up either tomorrow or Friday for these daily higher lows, because SPY and QQQ are running out of space to work with to try and hold. IWM, same thing, trying for the daily high or low. Again, look at the end of the day. We were almost testing the low of the day, heading down towards it. And then into the end of the day, everything changed and we closed near the high. It just significantly changed the shape of the day. Trying for the high or low. If it's set, we're looking back at 189.86. If the entire market looked like IWM, I would be a bit more bullish. Just saying, you know, we pulled back more than bulls want to see, but we can still confirm the daily trend change from here. It's just that SPY and QQQ have a lot more work to do than IWM. Biotech sector also trying for that daily high or low. Trying to shape up the daily trend change back in favor of the bulls. Talked about solar already. The dollar is not seeing weakness. That has to change. It's a potential 4-hour bull flag. If we fail 110 and then lose that support level of 109.27, then a daily lower high will be shaping up. And again, if we're going to have confidence in broader market bulls, we got to see the dollar roll over. So essentially, from yesterday to today, the change is there's a little bit of hope for the bulls. It's not a high probability hope, but it's hope nonetheless. A green day tomorrow will make things very interesting, but that green day is essential. Gold is still weak, testing the lows. Not much changing there. Silver's still strong. So again, I'm putting silver with my lead bull sectors. It hasn't proven a lot, but its resiliency yesterday and the bull move leading up into that resiliency is enough for me to say, all right, you got my eye, silver, for the first time in a while. I'm paying attention to you and I care about you much more than gold. It's interesting. I always refer to stocks and sectors as people. Oil. Inventory report came out. 90.39 resistance. Failed to break that level. So a little double top at the moment. Just a question of, are we going to lose the 4-hour uptrend and have a convincing double top rejection, or just set a 4-hour higher low and then break it? The energy sector has been trading very strong considering oil weakness. The energy sector is trying for a weekly bull flag here off EMA 12. And the all-time highs, including dividends, are not far behind it. So if oil can set a monthly high or low, the energy sector is positioned well. Natural gas bulls showed up in a big way today. So certainly eliminating that daily bear flag now. We are still watching for the head and shoulders, but a very convincing move up. Bulls will attempt to change the daily trend next time we consolidate to try and negate that head and shoulders possibility. Starting to get some overbought RSI levels. The 4-hour is back above 70. But a lot of swings in natural gas. I mean, the volatility in it is nuts. There's a reason you no longer see those 3 times leveraged ETFs like UGAS and DGAS back in the day. 30% in 2 weeks. Dropped 22% in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And now in a week and a half, back up 18%. Massive volatility. All right. Fairly uneventful day for me today. I did take a little scalp trades on Netflix. I did switch directions for a little trade. I'll go over that. So Netflix had a news pop. And so I watched that news pop. And I watched this 1-minute consolidation. And I was watching QQQ at that point in time. And that was going to determine, you know, am I looking for QQQ to see some upside for the next 5-10 minutes or downside? And that would determine whether I'd be looking to short the pop or long the pop. And at that point in time, QQQ was, I think it was just setting a 5-minute high or low, whatever it was. I had a little bit of a bull lean on QQQ. So I watched this candle and I watched 222 hold. And then I watched 222 hold again. And I said, all right, that's good enough for me. I'm in. Stop under 222. So my entry was in the upper 222s, maybe 222.60 or 80s. Guess we can get the exact number. Ooh, I had a good fill. 222.32. Whoops. So that was a very low risk bottom fish. Sold half fairly quickly to be risk free. Sold the other half on this candle, missed that last climax candle. It was pretty difficult to trade because I trade with market orders, and as soon as that news hits, the bid and the ask spread get very wide as things lose liquidity and things open up. And so if you're selling into the bid, very quickly within a 5-second move, you can be thinking you're selling at 224.80 and you sell at 224.30, which is a pretty notable difference. But anyways, went that long on a little flip. Then I looked again for the 1 minute higher low off EMA 12, and I longed here. And that long was $224.85. And that was a little bit late. And I recognized that that was late. Look at how quickly I bailed. So I bailed on that position for a 4-cent gain because I made an entry, didn't love my fill, and then I saw this triple top. 222, 225.04, 225.04, 225.04. As soon as I say that, I'm out. I bail, break even, and I short. And I then top fish 225. And so I got, man, my mouse is not cooperating. So then I sold short just under 225 using that level as my top fish, 224.80. So risking 30 cents or so. And then we rolled over. And I was out by 2-minute EMA 12. And then I was live streaming crypto. Anyways, just some quick little scalps, but a nice little recognition of a shift from being bullish on that move to recognizing a triple top of resistance and then changing teams very quickly. All right, do good things. Ending today with a video of a bee swarm. So my hive bailed, the queen bailed, and the whole hive left. And I got a bee sting. Not unrelated because there were a lot of bees around, but I just grabbed it by accident, grabbed a hot tub cover and it was on it. But no more bees. Have to get a new hive. The good news is got 12 pounds of honey, which was half of it, and made some mead. So there's mead in the basement brewing with blackberries and June berries. So that'll be good. And I said the value of that mead just tripled now that the hive has bounced. Do good things. We'll see you soon.
You real good girl.